And welcome back to the Cookout Crew podcast. You are joined with Kendall,
Connor,
and Cosby.
And as always, we're on YouTube and Spotify, so check us out on both. We'd really appreciate it. And we got our special guest, Big Mouth Billy Bass, here with us today. We're going to talk a little bit, or a lot.
He fits in the episode today.
Oh yeah, a lot about fishing today, and we're really excited. I know we haven't really talked much on it, so weather's heating up. Fishing's going to start getting good here.
And it also seems to be whenever we ask people like what they want us to talk about or questions that we would have for people.
Fishing.
Every time it's something about fishing.
It's always fishing.
So
we're gonna get right into it, and we have a question, and it is our funniest / favorite fishing memory. I know we have a bunch of both. If y'all just wanna, whoever wants to go.
Go ahead, Con.
my favorite fishing memory would probably be my first tournament win. I was fishing with Ricky Wood, our club president, and we were fishing a local tournament here against a bunch of old heads. So I could say it's I don't know what's the word for it.
It's a tough one.
I wouldn't say it's tough, but like it's hard to do.
They've been fishing the river their whole life.
Yeah.
You just got here.
I fished my first tournament here and coming first, and I think there were like 25 boats, and we won. I think like $950.
Hey.
That's a good day of fishing right there.
Especially for like around here.
Yeah. And I know you and Ricky fished it, and
that was my first. That was my first time ever fishing with Ricky.
And then I think the next tournament me and you fished it.
Yeah.
And then we saw just how
we got blown out the water.
The competition there is very, very stiff.
It's intimidating when you don't know what's going on.
These guys have been on this river since they were barefoot little kids.
Right.
Yeah.
And they know this like the back of their hand.
And we just got here.
Yeah.
So it's quite intimidating.
Yeah. Shout out to Ricky Wood for putting us on.
Yeah. Shout out to Ricky Wood, the president.
Yeah.
Ricky Wood 2024.
Oh yeah. So yeah, the competition is definitely stiff there, and yeah, very tough. As far as my favorite fishing memory, mine's probably funniest because I don't really have like a bunch of like good fishing days to really choose from. But a lot of my favorite memories are funny things, and
those are the best times.
It was me and Ricky. Every good story is always with Ricky. I don't know why, but it was me and Ricky on the bridge in Pawleys Island. It's saltwater, so it's a bridge that leads over the top of a marsh and over the inlet right there. And you fish on the side of the bridge, and there's big spaces, so you're not close to cars or anything. It's not really like all that.
There's
dangerous.
A walkway for it.
Yeah. And there's like if you keep walking and you get off the bridge, there's like a little drop off.
And where the rocks are?
Yeah, and it goes down to the rocks in the trees. Yeah, it goes down to the rocks in the trees. And there was earlier that morning, there was a pelican that was like, he was really like stunned and almost acted sick, hurt something, and he would not move off of this one spot. Well, I think it was like 4 hours later or something like that, me and Ricky are just fishing, and I decided to go off the bridge and go down to the drop-off where the rocks and the trees are and stuff, and try that, a different areas, a different channel, a different creek. And I tried that, and I had I think it was like a popping cork with a shrimp on it, which works really well down there. Oh yeah, and give a little pop. And all of a sudden, I had a bite, and it pulled the bobber down. And I'm reeling it in. Pretty sure I have like a trout or something on. That's what was hitting that day. And turns out it was a redfish. It was legal-sized redfish.
Uh-oh.
And I have never caught a legal-sized redfish in the state of South Carolina. So I've only been doing this for about a year. So not too shabby, and I get him right to the edge of the rocks, and I'm going down to land it. And as soon as I do, I hear like a hissing noise. I'm like, I'm not real sure what that is, but I'm just going to ignore it, out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
I got to get this fish in.
It's not your problem right now.
Exactly. If it's a snake, sure, bite me. But I got to get this fish.
We will deal with that when it's a problem.
We'll cross that bridge when it gets there.
Exactly.
When we get there. And I'm reeling it in, and the fish gets right up to the top, and then all of a sudden I hear it's like webbed feet. I'm like, what is that? And I look down, and there's a pelican right there, and it was that same pelican, and he's like hissing at me, and and he opens his beak real wide and like shakes it, and they have like this long like and he
it's
shakes
like a triple
that.
chin.
Yes, and he shakes that and it like wobbles and it scares the heck out of me. And then I throw the rod in the bush and I run away, and this bird is now chasing after me in like this waddle, and he flies over the top of me and like brushes my hair. And I've never recovered that. I go back to the rod. I go back to the rod. The fish is gone. So, shout out to the pelican for ruining my day of fishing. Dude. And I'm scared of pelicans now. So,
dude, they're scary. They're big.
Yeah.
And they also don't care.
No,
they will come for you.
It's a bird. Like he's not.
Mom.
It is in fact a bird right there.
Thanks, Booger. But yeah, I don't like pelicans now because of that. So that was my funniest fishing memory.
Mine was I'm also going with funniest, and it was early on we moved into here for our second year.
We were all together.
And we were all together. One of the first times that we'd all gone out together, and we were having a pretty good day of fishing. We had probably been out there for about 45 minutes to an hour. You know, we caught a big mudfish. How big would y'all say it is? Like 5 pounds?
That's probably 8 pounds.
Okay, we caught about an 8-pound mudfish, which is, I mean, you don't want to catch them because they are nasty fish. I don't want anything to do with them.
It's like an eel.
Yeah, it's like a freshwater
Their
eel.
slime is
and
like
they have
glue.
teeth, and it's just nothing you want to do with. Yeah, and they smell horrible.
Yes.
And I had all the slime on my boat, but we were having a good day of fishing. It's fun to catch them. And, we weren't thinking much out of it. No one checked the weather radar.
No, we checked the weather radar.
Oh, but didn't it say that we were supposed to be fine?
It was just a pop-up.
It was supposed to be a pop-up shower, which, I mean, fishing, you could deal with a little bit of rain, that's whatever. And we're fishing, and we look up all of a sudden, and it's bright on one side of us, and the other side is just dark.
Black.
Like, you cannot see in the sky, it is just clouds. And we all look at each other almost simultaneously, like we all realize at the same time.
We heard the thunder.
Yeah, that it was about to go down, right? So we all decide, we were gonna fish back up this canal that we were in, and we decided that, maybe we go ahead and pack it up and leave. So we're in a no-wake zone. I'm gonna have to admit that I did in fact break that law.
Well, tell them exactly like what it like no wake zone like.
Okay, so you can't go above idle speed. It was above idle, and you were responsible for your own wake. So they're houses, and you don't want to throw a wake onto people's houses. So you're not supposed to go like above like 5 miles an hour. That's usually like idle speed.
It's a wake. The wake. You don't want.
Yeah, you don't want big waves coming. And it was getting bad, so I wanted to beat the rain if I could. So I'm probably going 40 when you're supposed to be going under 5. I'm hauling, and
those docks were done.
We're all just watching each other like, oh no, this is about to be bad. And they were bouncing. You could hear them slamming against the dock. I felt bad, but at the same time, like I had to go.
We gotta get home.
We gotta go. So we're running, and there's just all of a sudden you can see there's just this wall that just pops up in front of us that is just rain.
Yeah, right when we got in that opening, we just saw it and we're like, oh.
And one side is still sunny behind us, and right in front of us, and we'll put up a video if we can, and it's just torrential downpour. Like these are big raindrops.
Yeah, it's almost like hail, but I remember we were fishing in the cut and the trees are so high you can only see like maybe 45-degree angle like directly above you, and it was sunny.
Right.
We don't know what's coming.
We thought we were fine, but little did we know back at the ramp that we had to go to that it was already coming down.
It's like little pellets hitting you.
Yeah. So we had to make about a 10-minute run in a hurricane, and there are
a monsoon.
We don't have videos of this, but there was lightning popping off in the water about 10 feet from the boat, like on both sides.
It was like 3 different times at once. It was like,
we're riding, and you can hear it crack.
Yeah, and I'm in a boat.
On water.
On water, which electricity is a big fan of water.
Oh yeah.
It's a conductor, so I'm nervous because I'm driving, and I'm like, man, this could go really bad.
You never want to hear your captain say, I'm nervous.
Right. And I'm trying to, I can't see in front of me because of how hard the rain's coming down, so I'm watching my graph so I can know where I got to turn to get to this ramp, and we are hauling. Like, I don't think I've ever backed the boat trailer up perfectly the first time like I did. Like, I threw it back into that water, and he threw it up first try, and it was awful. Like, it hurt when the rain hit you. That's how bad it was. Like, we're running 40 miles an hour in rain. It's just
and it's windy too.
It was windy, so there's waves and lightning. It was just it was a calamity of errors.
Yeah, and you couldn't keep your eyes open because the rain would just like pelt them. So you had to keep your eyes like very like it was like a very slit.
I'm watching my graph
slit.
through like this much vision, hoping that I could see the turn where I gotta go in.
We got lucky on that one, and I'm just glad that obviously we made it out safe and okay, but just glad that there were no more boats in our way.
Because if there would have been a boat trying to come back the other way to get to his dock, I don't doubt that. Because I would have ran right over his wake. And we would have caught some air.
Yeah, he might have had a T-top, and he would have been fine from the rain. He would have been okay.
And we're over here hauling, and he's throwing wake at us, and we could have hit each other too. I mean, there's a lot of things that could have gone wrong.
That's not good.
And thankfully, there was no one at the ramp also putting in, so we didn't have to sit there in the rain and wait. So we got lucky on that part too.
That was pretty epic right there. I remember that one. I'll never forget that. But speaking of, obviously that was a pretty bad day right there. What would be like our dream fishing trip? What would just be a perfect?
Not that.
Yeah. What would just be like a perfect?
You don't think fishing the Walkman was a dream fishing trip?
No, I don't think so. I'm gonna have to go with my dream fishing trip. I think it would have to be like off the Gulf Coast, like 200 miles, or I mean, we went 80 miles on our charter last year, and that was fun. But dropping down, about hundreds of feet and catching these.
Yeah, it was like 300 feet right there.
And if you can go out there and catch these like 600-pound Goliath grouper, like that is what I would love to do. Like, if I could have any trip in the world with no cost on it, that would be my trip.
I think with a cost, I'm still doing it.
Yeah. Even honestly, at that point, if someone offered it to me with a cost, I'm probably gonna do it.
That would be awesome, but it'd be so hard to reel them in. Like you seen those muscle builders?
those muscle dudes that are like trying to.
Yeah. There's a difference between like you think you're strong until you get out 80 miles, 80 plus miles, and all of a sudden
that's where the beast are.
You're nothing.
You gotta realize what strong is.
Yeah, you gotta learn techniques and.
Because that's the other thing. Because the people that like do it professionally, like they know how to put the rod against the boat and like reel it in and use that as their advantage.
Yeah, they were like, it was that video with Blacktip H, and he was with those 3 bodybuilders, and they're doing all forearms, all biceps, just trying to yank them up.
Because they know they're strong, but they're not.
And the other guys, maybe, what would you say, like 210?
Yeah.
And definitely not in shape. Not in shape 210.
Yeah.
And he is just dogging these 400-pound groupers up. And just just all about technique. Got to drop the hips, low man wins.
Yes, sir. Low man wins.
My dream fishing trip would be Cabo San Lucas in Mexico, where you can catch mahi, rooster fish, marlin, swordfish, all from shore, all from the beach right there. Ain't no need for a boat. Ain't no need for no gas money for the boat. You just go out on the beach, cast the line, got a mahi.
Rain or shine.
Yeah. Rain or shine, cast the line.
Ain't that right?
That would definitely be mine.
I would do that.
Yeah.
It's all fish from the beach. Like, it is nice to fish from a boat, but if you fish on the beach, you can set up your rod, put out a chair, have yourself a nice drink.
Lazy man fishing.
Have yourself a day.
A dooski.
A dooski.
That's almost unheard of around these parts. What you gonna get, like a croaker or something?
Yeah, you gonna get yourself a nice ribbon fish.
Pinfish.
Yeah, you gonna get you a pinfish from shore in South Carolina, but if you go to Cabo San Lucas, you might hook up with a mahi or a swordfish. We don't know.
You might get yourself a sport fish from the beach.
That's a sportsman paradise.
You put it on the wall. You got your big swordfish.
You're exactly right.
He would be right up there. If I had him right now, he'd be up there.
Yeah, for sure. But what would your?
I want to go to Canada. Catch some walleye, some pike. Yeah. My dad and his buddies do a trip every year, and they stay in like cabins and stuff.
It's like ice fishing or out in the water.
No, they have cabins and they have boats with like 9.9s on them, not 9.8.
9.9.
And they go out there and they catch walleye, and they do like catch and cook. So they eat walleye all day.
Right.
Or not all day, but dinner, lunch.
Now I think walleye, they're considered one of the best.
They are one of the best.
I've never had it before.
I've also never had it.
And they catch some big walleye too. The bigger ones they catch, they release. But they catch some. I don't know how with the limit, if there's a limit or anything.
I think for some reason I feel like walleye is 15. Like that's the minimum.
I don't know, but they say it's really good.
I could be completely wrong on that.
Yeah, and I've seen pictures. They'll go to cabins and stuff, and they'll have like bear claws on the side. Yeah. Oh, the cool thing is they fly in on a.
Oh, one of those like the planes are in the water?
Yeah. Airboat.
Yeah.
Wait, no, not airboat. No, it makes sense, right, but it's not airboat.
It's the airplane with the pontoons on the bottom.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yes, they fly in on that, and they stay in a cabin for I think it's a week.
How much rate like that?
and there's no signal out there. So I think when they went last year or 2 years ago, like Ohio State, it was like opening day for Ohio State, so they couldn't listen to the game. They missed a Browns game, and they're all Browns fans.
But I still feel like that's the most fun. Like it is just you out there with the guys.
But if something happens,
well, I mean, it's always.
What do you mean something happens? Like something bad?
A bear attacks you.
Oh,
if something happens, man.
I didn't know if you meant like in the game. Like
they have one phone with signal, and I think you can use it like once or twice.
The jitterbug.
I don't know what you but you don't know how far away help is. So let's say you got a hook in your hand or something.
Leave it in there. You gotta go fishing.
Yeah, leave it in.
That would be a sick trip.
That would be.
I put a lure in your leg.
And what did I do? I left it in there.
Left it in.
I got fish to catch.
You said. So we were fishing and we were in lily pads.
The DT6, baby.
Not to get off topic.
Why are you throwing a DC6 on lily pads?
I wasn't.
Okay.
He was throwing it in front of the lily pads trying to draw the fish out.
Yeah. And there was like a split, and I didn't see there was one right under it. And
whatever.
It was a crankbait. Yeah. And it got stuck on a lily pad stem, leaf, whatever. And I tried to yank it out, and I'm in the back of the boat, and Cosby's in the front of the boat. And I try to yank it out, and it comes out, but it lands in.
It flew perfectly.
Your left calf.
Right. That should have been your fish story.
Right in my left calf. Yeah, that was a good one. Right in my left calf.
Past the bar.
And he's sitting there staring at me, and I'm trying to just focus.
Where was I at? I remember y'all called me, and you're like.
I think you were here. I think.
You're like, Daniel's got a hook in his leg.
We just looked at it. Well, we didn't even look at each other or say anything weird. I was just looking at him. I was like,
I'm pretty sure as it's in my leg, like right when it hit, I just cast it.
Yeah, he was still casting with a hook, and I'm like laying my rod down. I couldn't tell if like he's like mad or what. And I'm
my bad, Pimp.
I don't know how I should approach this. And I was like,
what do I say here?
I was like, my bad. You got a hook in your leg. And he's like, oh, I know. And I was like, you gonna take it out? Nope.
For about 25 minutes, I fished because the bank looked really good. For about 25 minutes, I just fished with this crankbait in my leg until I decided that it had been bleeding. So I probably should
bleeding pee.
I should probably remove it from my leg, which took another 25 minutes.
Yeah, and I told you there was only going to be 2 ways that we could get this out.
You're gonna yank it out.
I'm gonna yank it out.
Yeah, because I was gonna yank it. I was gonna try to get it surgically.
Or we push it through and have the barb come through on the other side of the skin. And either cut the hook or push down the barb and then bring it back out, which is what you ended up doing.
I had to put another hole in my leg because it was so deep I couldn't just pull it out. I had to put another hole in my leg.
Nice job, Ken.
Hit me up for
pinch the barb.
Kendall's piercings and tattoos.
Yeah, I have one in my leg right here. It's my favorite. Nah, but I had to push another hole through my leg, pinch the barb, and then pull it out. And it took a minute to get the other barb through.
That was really fun.
Yeah, I felt like getting a shot, but twice.
But that poor DT6 now, I can't even use it.
Just put that on the wall.
$9 crankbait gone.
Yep. Just because you want to put it in the leg instead of a fish's mouth.
Was it? I don't think they're like $7.
Okay, my bad.
Either way.
Still, they're so expensive.
Yeah, definitely not worth putting in my leg.
Yeah. What is the most you would spend on a lure?
Depends on the lure. Because, I mean, if
I spent $20
like what is your favorite lures? Like your 3 favorite? Like right now?
Off the top of that?
Yeah.
I love a good stick bait, like a Gary Yamamoto Senko.
Yeah, that wacky rig.
I will throw that until I can't.
Until the wheels fall off.
Till the wheels fall off, I will throw a wacky rig. I'm gonna have to go with a Texas rig, either a craw or just you can also wacky rig a Senko or in a DT6, I think.
Now them Yamatos, they ain't cheap.
No, that's like $7 a pack.
8, 9, depending
What's
on
the most expensive bait you got?
Most expensive bait I got in my tackle box, probably $15.
I know you got that popper.
That ocean popper was that ocean popper's $30.
Mine's probably a Whopper popper, the 130. The
yeah,
big one.
I got the big one in there too. Well, what's that? That's probably my
$19.99.
Oh, okay, that's my most expensive. Then I got one of them too.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your go-to 3 lures?
My 3 lures.
Well, so you're doing saltwater, right?
Yeah, I do more saltwater than bass fishing. So my 3 lures would be definitely like a 1/4 ounce jig head with a gulp, swimming mullet, shrimp.
That's the jetty record right there.
That is a jetty record.
It is. I've been to jetty many days, and we have
jetty magic.
Not caught any fish.
You've gone like a few times.
I've probably gone 10 times.
Other side,
you've gone.
Yeah. So the gulp shrimp, gulp swimming mullet, And then I would probably go with a voodoo shrimp. And then, now those are expensive. Those are like $10 a thing. And then, not really a lure, but more of a technique. I would go with a Carolina rig with live bait on it.
Okay.
So
I know what a Carolina rig is.
Oh, yeah.
We're a big fan.
Big fans?
Yeah, big fan. What about you? What you got?
You know what a buzz toad is?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a buzz bait.
Yeah.
Frog
Okay.
on it.
Yeah.
Buzz toad,
Okay.
floating worm, and white or bubble gum.
Bubble gum.
No bad trick.
And then I don't know what the third would be. Probably a lipless crankbait
Not going with the fluke.
Fluke?
or a fluke. Dude, there's so many things I could choose.
Fluke master.
It's hard.
He was the one that put me on the flukes.
Baby
master?
bass, baby.
Our first tournament on Murray. Yeah, Connor.
Dude,
No.
fluke will catch the piss out of a fish.
He threw me a pack of 2 flukes in the baby bass color, and I caught a fish
And that's
on
all
it.
it took.
Yeah, that's all it took.
You teach a man, or you give a man a fish.
He
feed him
lives for a day.
You give him 2 flukes, and he'll fish for a life.
Dude, I
He'll
caught him
eat for a
schooling on
lifetime.
Murray with a pink fluke.
Hey,
You know what a fish eats? It's not pink.
I feel like at that point though, you can almost throw anything.
Yeah, you can. A piece of lettuce.
What's the all orange one with like the? No, it's like yellow.
Methylite?
Yeah, yes,
Methylite,
yes.
is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Methylite?
Mentholatum.
Yeah.
No,
what-
I know,
think
dude.
so.
I know green works good too.
yeah.
Green.
Like lime green or like just dark green?
Lime green.
That would surprise me a little bit.
No,
Now,
I think that
I've
makes
heard
sense.
white and green.
No,
Yeah.
bubble gum. Bubble gum's my go-to. Like for pond fishing.
Yeah.
You can ask Keegan. Keegan will watch this. We'll put a picture up on here.
Old bullfrog.
He caught like an 8-pounder on like his 3rd cast. His first bass ever.
Hmm.
It was an 8-pounder on a pink worm.
Bigger than my
Only
baby.
one we had in the pack. He's like, I want to throw the pink worm. I was like, all right. 8
Go
pounder.
ahead.
Go for it.
Maybe we should put the pink worm down. Get everybody else a shot.
8-pounder on his first ever
It's
bass.
bigger than my PB. I've been fishing for my whole life.
What's yours?
7 for bass.
Yeah, I think that's what mine is.
Mine-
Not special.
It's on a wall somewhere in a Florida bait tackle stop.
Yeah.
Me when I was like 8.
The ponds in like lakes around upstate, you're not gonna get much
No,
on
I
things. So
catch
mine's
like pounders.
probably like 3.5, and it was when I went with you to Lake Bowen.
We're gonna put you on.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
we'll get you there.
Now saltwater.
Well, saltwater's a different story.
Saltwater, I have a 4-foot little sand, or I think it was a sharp nose, maybe. I'm not real sure on the species, but it was a 4-foot shark from shore that I landed, and then probably my biggest inshore is probably a 20. I think it was 23.5 inch redfish, and I got that down in Jacksonville.
That video of you trying to catch that shark, Rick?
Oh yeah.
You're on your
Wait.
knees and you're trying to.
Oh, when you were
Oh,
trying
when
to
I'm trying to release it.
Yeah. When it was just flopping around. You
I
were trying to
got
get
a
the-
random paddle boarder to just come on.
She's got the rod.
Yes, she's got the rod and the line in the
that's
video.
great.
She's like, I think I'm taking a video.
What about you, Connor? What's your big fish?
I don't know. Probably carp, and then I don't know how big the carp was, but I've caught some big sharks.
Yeah, I caught some big.
You
sharks.
know, one thing that I want to do for everyone that has not. So, Coastal Carolina is in Myrtle Beach. This is where we're at. Well, it's in Conway, but we're
We're like 20 minutes.
from
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach.
31 minutes.
Oh, is that the exact number?
31
Oh,
minutes.
sorry.
Now, if you've never been to Myrtle, well, if you have been to Myrtle Beach, you know that at Broadway at the beach in the shopping mall,
Mhm.
they have, or the outlet, I guess, they have those little ponds.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, not ponds,
Is that
but
the
it's
one
like
with a bunch of carp in them?
a bunch of carp.
Yeah.
Now,
Like
one
a Bass
thing.
Pro. Outside and load it.
Yes.
The same thing, yeah.
Dude, just get like,
Okay. Now, one thing that I've always wanted to do is just drop a line down there.
I do. You think if you dropped a small enough line, like one of those Penn fishing rods, you think anyone would notice?
No, you would just be like, oh, I'm just looking.
But the
just
thing
lean
is-
on the dock and just.
Are you,
Oh, you're
are you-
talking about
The
where they
carp.
ride the boats back
Yeah.
and forth?
Yeah,
Yes.
but right up on the dock,
There's
there's
so
carp.
many of
It's a
them.
quarter to feed them,
Yeah.
and you drop it down there.
Dude, just spit. Just spit.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what I do.
But the thing is, there's like 500 carp. I mean, that's all you're gonna catch. But the thing is, how do you drop it? Because that would almost be like you would have to drop it in their mouth because they're all sticking their mouth out the water. So you would pretty much have to hit them with it.
But as soon as it gets down there, they're mauling that thing.
I want to catch something out of Bass Pro.
If you,
Now,
that would really be the
our
dream.
Bass Pro here has some giant fish.
What's it? Got
Aren't
some
they
big
drum?
redfish, like
The big
60-inch
That-
redfish.
Yeah, they have a black drum. in
like the
there
size
that's
of this
huge.
Yeah.
couch.
They have a tarpon in there too.
The tarpon's not big though. The drum are
Yeah.
huge.
I wonder if those big carp hang out below all those little carp that come up for the food.
Oh my gosh.
What if below that?
They probably eat them.
You know, Big Mama's down there.
she's
Somewhere.
down there
There's catfish. There's catfish in there.
That's even better.
There's carp. The carps aren't. They don't eat other fish.
No, I know. I'm saying, if below that, I wonder if they have like the big carp. Like
Catfish.
I've
seen big catfish.
I'm sure those are big too, because they just get the scraps.
Yeah.
What's your biggest saltwater fish? Did you say?
Shark.
Shark. I caught a big snapper in Florida one time.
And what was they get huge.
It wasn't that big. It was probably 10 pounds.
That's a chunk.
That's a nice size.
Pretty big. Fought hard.
Hey,
Oh yeah, for sure. Them those ones offshore. Wild. What was yours?
Mine was also carp.
What was your bass?
My bass was 7, but my biggest like freshwater fish was probably a carp that I caught in a pond one day. It was about 30 pounds. This was like
Carp get big.
It was
goldfish.
And they fight.
Right, and I don't know how I caught it because it had a broken back.
Oh.
It was swimming on top of the water for most of the day that we got there. But then it went down. And I started feeling something, so I hook set into it. And it didn't put up much of a fight. It just kind of came in because it couldn't really swim.
Yeah.
And I went to go put a net under it because I couldn't reach it, and I picked it up and it broke my net in half.
You snagged that sucker.
I really did, yeah. And I felt bad because I didn't want
net.
him. That's not what I was going for, but
Zaire Palma.
yes, river monster.
Now we are on. For those of you that do not know, we fish for the college. We're on the bass team and we're all on the saltwater team.
Well, we can't say that right now. We'll get in trouble.
Last year we were on the bass team.
Technically, we are
Technically,
not
we're not on
affiliates.
it. We're not on it this
We're
year.
individuals.
Right, we're
We're
not
not on
affiliates
it
with the
this year.
college, but when we sign up for tournaments, we have to put our school, and that's
Yeah.
so.
We're not on it this year. We didn't pay dues, so technically no.
Right,
We're
but
not on
last year when we were on it, when we actually could be,
Yeah.
we were on the bass fishing team and the saltwater
And
team.
the only reason we can't be on it this year is because of COVID, obviously, and we're
Right.
still in phase 1?
Phase
or something
1,
like
yeah.
that?
Phase 2, they said that we would be able to, but we're not going to get there anytime soon.
So, but we fished tournaments last year and stuff like that, and the tournament scene was really fun. Now, if you were to go pro in bass fishing, and mine's probably going to be saltwater, but if you were to go pro in bass fishing, what boat would you get, and who would you want your sponsor to be? Who's going to be on your boat? Who's going to be on your truck? Who's going to be on your boat and truck? Trailer? All of it.
Go ahead, Cosby. I already know what yours is.
You know what mine is? So, I own a boat now. She's got some problems with her, but I love her. She's
always something.
It's always every tournament we have fished in, I've had a problem. But we're working on it. She's a 2000 Skeeter.
We treat her nice.
We treat her. I really do the best I can. I promise you. But she's older. I treat her with love. I would get a new Skeeter because she handles great, and not that this was probably a question, but I would have to go with I love a Yamaha.
Oh yeah.
I'd have to keep a Yamaha on there. 250.
What horse? Okay.
If you're gonna go pro, you gotta go max.
No,
So I'm gonna have
that's
to go
the
with
max.
250. So I'm gonna have to go with Skeeter, 250 on the back, and I want my sponsor to be Brisk because here's why though.
Let me tell you what.
So random.
Let me tell you why. No, because I drink a Brisk.
Yeah.
And I drink a Brisk and I eat beef jerky at every tournament. I don't know why. It's just what I do. It's just go-to fill-in food for a
Beef
tournament.
jerky is the go-to.
Beef jerky is always a go-to.
Protein, you know.
Exactly. When you're on the water, you need some protein. Teriyaki beef jerky.
The tender. The tender.
We had those
bites.
last
No.
time.
No.
Is that the ones you just bite it?
Yeah.
and
Well, they're a little bit.
It's not
You
hard.
like the tough?
Yeah.
I don't like the tough.
I like
Oh, the tender one.
Tender ones, okay.
The best piece of beef jerky is a soft piece that just.
Was that the one that was under your console?
Yeah,
we were eating? It was like
those-
that was
it was
so
like,
old.
Oh, yeah, you didn't come on that fish trip, but I found them in my boat like 3 weeks.
We were
later.
hungry, dude.
And it was
I think
hot.
I remember y'all talking about
And
that.
we ate them from a tournament that we
Putting them on a grill.
But when you buy a Brisk, they have that like wrapper around the outside that says Brisk on it. And they always have really cool designs.
Was it M&M like a sponsor, or am I playing?
I mean, that might have been.
All right, my bad. Go ahead.
But they always have really cool like graphic designs on the outside. So I feel like if you can get your boat wrapped in like that blue and yellow that they have on the Brisk, I feel like that would be really cool. I mean, obviously, but if I had to pick one other than that, it would be that.
Yeah.
It'd be Brisk.
Yeah.
What you
What's
guys?
yours?
I got two. So is it Nesquik? Is it Nesquik?
Yeah.
The chocolate milk. Yeah.
Nesquik chocolate milk, and then
Chocolate
Slim
milk.
Jim. So same thing as him basically. That's the go-to. That's the pre-game meal before a tournament.
Have your chalky milk before tournament.
Don't say that. No.
Breakfast
then,
of Champions.
Breakfast of Champions right there, yeah. And
Yeah.
A beef stick and a chocolate milk.
Yeah, you drink half a chocolate milk and you eat that Slim Jim. I mean, you're ready to catch you some bass.
Hey, that's a bag right there.
That's how you catch some fish.
Makes
right
you
there.
fish better.
No.
Now, mine,
Well, I mean, you fish better than me on tournament day, so that could be it.
mine's going to be saltwater, and it's going to be some deep sea.
Oh, I didn't even say my boat.
Oh, so
Oh
your boat.
yeah.
I will get a Phoenix.
Okay.
Oh,
You going 252? Are you going Merc or Yamaha?
I'll probably get a Yamaha.
Suzuki.
250 show.
Okay.
what did that guy have on Bowen that we were like, is this legal?
Oh yeah, he had a 250 Mercury.
Was it a Phoenix boat?
Yeah, but the max in that lake's 115. So
Who cares?
yeah.
Nah, you
Yeah,
get a
he was
Phoenix.
just
Because
breaking
like
it in.
in the tournaments now, like the MLF Big Five, if you win a tournament and you have a Phoenix boat or bass boat, it's like newer, you get like an extra 3K.
Oh.
So the guy that won Murray,
Oh, is it because is Phoenix sponsoring the tournament?
Yes.
Is that, oh, okay.
so the guy that won Murray, he won $3,000 for the tournament or $4,000 for the tournament, and then he got an extra $2,500 because he had a Phoenix.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the deal. Like,
That's a deal.
You don't make your money
and it's a
back.
good
you're
boat too,
Yeah.
so they go
Yeah,
fast.
they are good boats.
All right, my bad, Ken.
No, you're good. I thought
You have the
said
best
it.
one of
I
them all,
thought you-
anyways.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Freeman. I'm telling
Mine
you.
is going to be a Freeman boat.
You'll get that big 42. There it is.
42-foot Freeman.
It's a bad cat right there.
And what that thing gonna run you? Maybe
Well,
$500,000?
Get a quad.
Now, me and you have been on
yeah,
Freemans.
we got to experience last year for saltwater team. We got to go out on a charter, 80 miles off shore. In the was it the 42 or was it a smaller one?
I think it was a 30.
36?
There's like a 30 something. I think it's like a 30 or a 32 or something like that. But those things smooth like butter.
But
Hitting big waves and you couldn't even feel them. It was just we did hit one. That,
Yeah, we did hit one.
We were
that
all
was kinda
sleeping. We were all
scary.
sleeping in the back on beanbags, and we hit this wave, and we all came. We were out the seat,
Yes.
and no one expected. Like we could have braced for it; it would have been all right. But we were all sleeping because it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and we hit this wave, and I'm like flying.
When you can sleep in the back of a boat in deep sea, that's smooth.
Going like 60.
Yeah, that's
it's a
smooth.
pretty boat too.
And they
Yes.
are good looking. And they also
It's
have
a-
like if you want to use it for other stuff, like they have a lot of seating too. So,
Yeah.
like, you could do it's multi-function.
You have all the
Yeah.
shawties on there.
Yeah.
all
okay.
the
Yeah,
shows.
yeah. And then and then I'll have it wrapped by Mountain Dew, and it's gonna be matte black, okay?
Okay.
And it's gonna have this logo right here, and it's gonna say Mountain Dew, and it's gonna be like green lightning strikes
That's dope.
all across the side of it.
Now what do you put on the back of that?
Quad
Quad
350s.
500s.
I wanna fly.
It's probably 400s.
Yeah, they were.
You gotta get the new
400s.
600, or is it 600?
I think they had.
I thought they had 350s on the back. Quad 300.
Where they?
350s.
I think they were Evinrudes though.
I think they were. Yeah.
Oh, they're done.
Well, they're done now, but back then.
Now, if you get, I don't know, I would have to go black, something black.
Yeah, but Mercury's
Yeah.
making like new 500 or something like that.
Yeah.
600.
I've seen them at the
Wasn't
boat
it-
shows on Instagram.
Is
and
the
stuff.
Yamaha show? Is that black?
No.
Yeah.
Well, then you can get
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
No.
No?
But
no.
Freeman's based out of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, so gotta
Gotta support your local business.
and good business at that too.
I mean, even though they're not really like they're a big business, but
So now we've covered all of our like memories and fishing trips and stuff like that. What honestly, genuinely keeps us coming back to fishing?
to fishing. Well, I mean, I guess a lot of stuff because I love fishing in tournaments and having the good time with the guys that we get to all be together, and it's something we all enjoy doing. But it's really just that it's therapeutic almost because when you go out in the water, I mean, as much as my boat has problems in the last tournament, every 5 minutes I had to reach over the boat and
With
get
the 5-pounders.
Yeah, with 5-pounder casually in my live well with a what was it? With the cooler that we were using for the day. I had to reach down in the water with my cooler, and the water was freezing cold, and dump water into the live well for a solid 2 hours because my live well broke.
Yep.
And it's hard sometimes, but even that.
So how does this keep you coming back?
No, because even that, the only thing I was thinking about was fishing. There wasn't any other problem in the world.
It's the memories.
Yeah, I know that I'm gonna remember the fact that me and you were out there with a 5-pounder in the live well, and I was just shoveling water from my igloo cooler into this live well.
Well, and like the memories that we had on there, like just like the funniest things will happen, like right there. Yeah, when you're fishing.
And like when we're in tournaments, you know, me and Kendall are just out there, you know, just enjoying the time that we have. And whenever we went to what was the tournament for Greenwood, we all stayed in Connor's house, and it was a whole bunch of guys just sitting there talking about fishing, just guys being dudes, just sitting there talking about fishing and memories and good times.
What do they call that? No, never mind.
With that being said, coming up, I'm going down to a family event in Florida, and it reminds me a lot of what we do at Connor's house, or what we did at Connor's house, because it's just a whole bunch of older dudes, and I mean I'm the youngest, but it's just a whole bunch of older dudes sitting around telling stories, just shooting the breeze, having a good old time out there fishing. So
it's a sport for, and I do say sport. It's a sport for the young and old, and you just come together.
Yeah, you meet a lot of
you meet a lot of good guys fishing, and you get connections, and I think that's the biggest thing. It's just connections.
And I don't mean to, but did you guys see? It was on TikTok a lot recently, and also on Instagram. But it was Gerald Swindle when he talked about like fishing is the most like together sport. Like you can go anywhere in the world. And if you see someone with a boat or like a sticker on the back,
you have something in common.
You have something you can go up there and talk to them about, and the conversation can go on forever. Yeah. It's just fishing is like almost like a family thing.
Yeah. So, I think we're spoiled where we're at as far as school. I mean, you got the beach, you got the inlets, you got the river, and
you have all different types.
The tournament scene that we're in and stuff like that. And what keeps me coming back, I think, is just like, I think the coolness factor of it, like how the fish and stuff like that. Like there's so many cool fish and beautiful fish, honestly.
Oh yeah.
And you get out in the deep water, you got fish there, cool designs, cool colors. I mean,
and to think that you can catch a Goliath grouper, but at the same time you can go out and you can catch a largemouth bass. Like the difference is just you can do so many things.
Yeah. And as far as me, I think it's just like the people that I meet and stuff like that. I got a good group of guys right here beside me, and a good group of guys, sweethearts, and a good group of guys that we're all friends with, and I think that's really just
the
it
fellowship.
for me.
That's how it is for me.
Fellowship. That's the word.
Oh,
thanks.
You're welcome.
I thought you were leaving.
No, fellowship for sure.
Yeah, just the fact that you get to know people that have the almost exact same
mindset,
hobby and mindset that you do. And especially when it comes down to tournament day, we're all sitting there and we're just, all of our boats are lined up together. We're sitting there, but then as soon as it's ready to go, you know it's time to go.
Yeah.
And we all have that same kind of mentality that we're all here for one goal, and we're all trying to represent our school. I mean, whenever we can be. So
it keeps us busy, and so it's definitely fun. You meet a lot of fun people and have a lot of funny memories, good memories. So, but yeah, that's what fishing means to all of us, and so. We're getting towards the end of the podcast here, and as always, Mountain Dew, sponsor us, and go ahead. Oh, what you got?
No, should I go ahead and hit this?
Yeah, go ahead and hit her.
I have one of these hanging on my wall from about. Oh wait, I want to wait for the mouth open.
Are we gonna end it? Is it already over?
Nope, we're not ending it. It's an awkward moment right here.
No, I made it. I have one of these on my wall from about 10 years ago. I've never changed the batteries in it, and it's
still going.
Still runs. Now I guarantee if you open up the back, and you look at those batteries, there's just battery acid and mold.
Have you seen the videos of these with the skin taken off?
Yes,
they
they're
look
weird.
Devilish.
Right.
I don't like those.
This thing will never die.
But y'all took that away from me. Y'all said I couldn't play it no more, so.
Well, because you play with it at 4 o'clock in the morning, Ken. It's weird.
What? I like it.
All right, listen, we're dragging on.
So this was the Cookout Crew podcast. Thanks for listening. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify.
Subscribe, please.
Subscribe, like. Hey, get us out there.
While you're here,
show us to your friends, family, whatever you got to do. We know you like us, guys. So.
Yeah, come on now. I like me, so you like me.
Thank you guys for listening.